All right, welcome to Contractor Fight TV. My eyes are all funky because I just looked into the light that we have right there when my wingman Dakota turned it on, and now I can't see anything. So anyway, hey, listen, I want to talk just for a few minutes here today about the importance of having a sales process. I know I've talked about this before, but I'm continued to be reminded as to why it's so important that you as a contractor have a process that you walk people through when they want to, when they inquire about working with you and your contracting company. Okay? And so what do I mean by a process? A process is simply something that when this happens, it ignites this other chain of events in your business. So when a prospect calls in, says, hey, we want to get an estimate, whatever, what happens next? Then what? Then what? Then what? Then what? That's what I mean by a process. In our Contractor Sales Academy, we have a 5-step process that we teach, and we encourage people to make their own that are based on 5 steps that we call the Shin Fu. And so when you have a process, I just want to share a couple reasons why it's super important that you have a process here. The first is that it's good for you. All right, it's good because you will always know where you're at with a client when you have a process. So if we're on the budget step of our process with a client, I know where I'm at with the process. Okay. I know where to go as well. I know that, hey, when we have a conversation about what's important to the client, we dig into their pain, some of the things that they're hoping to accomplish, and things like that. I know there's one of a couple other places I can take it within my process. Some of these things are in order, some are not necessarily in order. But the point is, by having a process, you're going to know where you're at, you're going to know where to go. And what I really like about it is when you don't get a sale, you will be able to identify exactly where you went wrong in the process. Can't tell you how many times I talk to our clients, I look at my own sales process, and when somebody doesn't sign up for one of my programs after I've been on the phone with them or whatever, or we don't sell a contracting job after we've been on the phone or out at somebody's house or whatever, I can usually go back and go, hey, this is the place that I missed, I just missed out. This is where I blew it. Maybe I rushed through really asking them what was important to them. Maybe I didn't set proper expectations. Whatever it might be in your process, it's important to make it your own. And what's cool about that, like I said, is you'll be able to know where you got to look to fix something. So I want to encourage you with that. It's good for the buyer. Having a sales process is good for the prospective buyer because when you follow the process and you're hitting the checklist and you're having these open and honest conversations, you're going to be setting the right expectations with people, and you're going to have less and less projects where you're dropping the ball and misunderstanding people. And that's certainly good for you, but it's also good for them because now they're having a great experience with a home improvement contractor. Okay, and that's what we're after here. We want to bring respect back to the trades. We want to make working with companies like ours an awesome experience that's worth the money that we charge, and in the end they have less headaches, less bullshit they got to go through with a contractor because you followed a process. A few years ago, the RAIN group, they did a study, and here's another reason that I got 2 more reasons here that I think it's important that you have a process, or benefits of having a process. The RAIN group did this study on the top performing salespeople across all these industries, and guess what? Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it, Dakota? What do you think? The top performing salespeople had a process, where the lower performing salespeople would just go out and wing it. Okay? So if you want to be a top performing salesperson and totally kick some tail, all right, then get your stinking sales process nailed down. All right, and finally, one of the other benefits, one of the other reasons I think that you really need to work hard to identify what your sales process is you can teach it. See, if everything's in here and you're winging it every time you go out and you look at a property, you talk to a customer, and everything's in your head, how do you scale that? How do you ever get out of the center of your business, right? You want to be able to go and take a couple weeks off and still have your company have sales coming in. But if you're the only one that is selling jobs, that's a problem. And also, when it comes time for those of you that have aspirations of selling your company, rule of thumb that I've always heard of and preached and what I was taught is if more than 20% of the sales are coming in from me as the owner, then I got a business that's going to be harder to sell, because that means if I don't come with the business as the owner, who the hell's going to want to buy the thing? All right, so you want to make sure that you have a clearly defined sales process in place that you can train on, you can troubleshoot with, that meets your needs, adds value, provides a better experience for your clients, obviously sells jobs at higher rates. All these things are important if you ever want to be able to teach that to somebody else down the road. So, if you are finding yourself in a situation right now where you're going, shit, I need a sales process other than just lick my finger and whatever happens, happens. All right. I want to encourage you to head over to thecontractorfight.com, and we got a ton of cool free resources there for you. Certainly there's paid stuff and this and that, but there's plenty stuff there to guide you and help you to learn how to implement your own sales process as a contractor with a little more focus and discipline, and quite frankly, some pretty good results on the other end of it. All right, you guys rock. Thanks for checking out Contractor Fight TV here today. And I'm not sure where the subscribe button is here today, but we'll figure that out at some other time. Whatever. See ya.